Hello, welcome to another video. Today I am doing a sort of wrap-up. It's been a while since I've done a wrap-up, and I feel like I owe a little bit of an explanation for that. Long story short, I've really fallen out of love with doing wrap-ups because I do my vlogs, I do my weekly vlogs, or I will do a themed vlog. I give reviews and thoughts and feelings on those books in those vlogs. So when I go to do a wrap-up, it's really a case of repetition for me, and it puts me in a bit of a slump in regards to I really don't want to sit and talk about this stack of books that I've already talked about in a video and try and give cohesive thoughts when I may have forgotten bits because it's been like a month since I read it, etc. So I've really fallen out of love with doing wrap-ups, and it's a little bit of a shame, but I think I have a new method in order to get back to doing a sort of wrap-up for you. So hopefully this goes well and we can make this work going forward. That would be great. So with that being said, welcome to my recent reads wrap-up, in which I will be going over January and February. In January and February, I read a total of 27 books. If I pull up my reading stats on my spreadsheet, in January I read 14 books, in February I read 13 books, so 27 overall. However, one of those was actually a DNF, so 26 with a DNF. Page count wise, sorry, looking at my laptop over here, 4,600 pages for January, like exactly 4,600, and 5,010 for February. So I think I did pretty well quantity-wise for the beginning of this year, and I'm happy with the stack of books that I'm currently surrounded with. However, giving you a proper wrap-up of 27 books is not what we are about today, because that would be far too long, and that's the sort of slumpiness that we're trying to avoid here. So how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to pick out some that I want to talk about, something that I might have something to say about, and otherwise just do a bit of a flick through of this is what I read, this is what I rated it, but not going into too much detail, because there are vlogs where all of these have been read. So hopefully that's how we can work this. And it's not necessarily going to be in chronological order. So let's kick this off. Quite a big stack that I have started this year is the Descender comics. I have read volumes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 from the beginning of this year. So in the last couple of months I have read all of these. And there is only one volume left that I have not read, and I'm very excited to get to it. But this has been really good fun. I think all of these have been 4 stars for me, so it hasn't been like quite 5-star material, but I have been enjoying the series, and it's definitely a sci-fi comic series that I would recommend. It's about a world where robots are the enemy. There's massive planet-sized robots that are like across the galaxy. These are dangerous things, and the secret to destroying these harvesters, as they're called, is the robotic DNA of an android called Tim-21. It's essentially a chase across the galaxy to get Tim-21 and his android DNA to take down the robots. But yeah, this has been good fun. 4 stars for all of these so far. I look forward to diving into the last one and finishing up this series, hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I've managed to get through nearly a whole series already. And just to get the other comic out of the way, I also did Saga Volume 8, and this one got 4 stars as well. Saga's a long ongoing series. I took a big break between Volume 7 and Volume 8, but I was happy to dive back into it. So I finished Volume 8 of that, 4 stars for that one too. Something that I'm particularly proud of myself for accomplishing so far this year is finishing off the Mistborn Trilogy. I read The Well of Ascension and The Hero of Ages within the last couple of months, and these are chunky books. I read The Well of Ascension for my Read It Like Book Roast video, and The Hero of Ages for my Read It Like Cody's Book Corner. So 2 of my fave people and 2 fantastic books, and I'm very happy to report that they both got 5 stars. I am so pleased that I've finally fallen into Brandon Sanderson and loving his books, loving his works, because I am. These are fantastic. The cliffhanger at the end of this was incredible, and the overall ending of this even more incredible. If you've not yet read the Mistborn trilogy, I'm now becoming one of those people that's going to push it on others because it really is phenomenal. It's about a world where allomancers exist, and allomancers are people who can ingest metals, and each metal gives them a different ability. And you can be a mistling, where you can ingest one metal but you can't ingest the others, or a Mistborn, where you have the ability to ingest all of them and pull from all of their powers. And the first book follows a Mistborn called Kelsier and his plan to overthrow the Dark Lord. Really intense, rebellion-based, political but not massively. Magic is super easy to understand, and I really thought that Brandon Sanderson was going to be dense. It's not. His writing's so easy to get through, and these were so super compelling. For chunky books, I got through them really quickly, and I'm so proud of myself for that. And I can't wait to read more of his stuff, so this is an accomplishment. Whilst we're doing books in sets, I've also recently read Red Rising and Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I started the series off for my Read It Like Book Roast video. I wanted to love this. I really didn't. It came out at a 3-star for me. I'm not sure dystopia is for me. However, Aaron told me that it gets better. The first one's kind of weak, but the sequel is really where it picks up. So for my Read It Like Booked and Busy vlog, I picked up Golden Sun, and sadly this was still a 3-star for me. Both of these came out very averagely on Corpal at a 3-star. I'm not sure the series is for me. I'm not sure that Pierce Brown is for me. And it's still up for debate as to whether I will read Morningstar or not. We will see. But yeah, managed to knock both of these out, so a decent little dent in a series, but I'm not sure if these are for me. Both 3-star ratings. And this is about a world where people are separated by colours, and the Reds are forced into mining colonies on Mars in order to bring Mars up to like living standards. However, they're being tricked and treated as slaves because life around them has advanced and they're being kept in the dark and treated like dirt. And then there's an uprising. I don't think it was for me, sadly. A series that I managed to complete recently is the Liveship Traders by Robin Hobb. Of course, I've been reading these books for the Elderling Along, and we finished out the Liveship Traders, which I think is my favourite of the 2 trilogies we've done from Robin Hobb so far, but we'll see how that goes moving forward. This one came out at a 4-star, pretty high 4-star. It was a really good conclusion, I think. Just the middle book in this series was better for me. But yeah, I've been really enjoying reading Robin Hobb, and Liveship Traders really made me feel so much for these characters. Like, these characters went on some serious journeys. They all had severe changes of heart, and the development we see from them is phenomenal. So this series is about the traders of Bingtown who own live ships, and live ships are ships made from wizard wood who, after 3 generations of a family die on their deck, they quicken to become live ships where they are alive. There's a whole heck lot more going on in here though, and it's really difficult to explain. There are dragons, there are serpents, there are live ships, and a whole heckin' lot of politics. I had a really good time with this. The characters I definitely came to love. One of the characters in here particularly, like through the series as a whole, not necessarily this book, absolutely hated at the beginning, however by the end was really rooting for, and I love that sort of character development, and I think Robin Hobb did some amazing work with the characters in these books, and I'm looking forward to reading more from the Elderlings because I've been loving them. Let's flick through some random titles here. We've got The Wicker King by Kate Ankrum. This I picked up for my Read It Like Cody's Book Corner vlog. This is one that I do not think I would have picked up without the push from doing that vlog. This is not the sort of book that I would gravitate towards. However, this was fantastic. I gave this 5 stars. It blew my mind. I was so confused for the first 290, maybe 300 pages. And then like in the last 10-20 pages, things started to make sense. But the journey that this book took you on was incredible. A little bit like mindfucky, but it was great. This is about a boy who is having hallucinations, and his best friend thinks that they could potentially be real and him seeing another world. He thinks like the way to help his friend through this is to believe in what he's saying and his hallucinations. It was really fascinating, really weird, and I don't really know how much to say about this without spoiling anything, but not one I would have picked up on my own, but I had a fantastic time with it. I picked up The Poppy War. We finally started The Poppy War. This was the reader-rate review book for January, February. This is about a young girl called Rin who trains to enter the most elite military school there is. There's an impossible test that she has to pass in order to get into this military school, and she goes and does the impossible. However, there are big differences between going to military school and training for war and the realities of war. And this focuses a lot on that struggle and lots of political struggles and the struggles of opium addiction as well. It was a good book, but it didn't blow me away as much as I hoped it would. There was a lot of hype for this one, and I think that I kind of was expecting so much more from it. I expected, I don't know, I want to say a bit more intensity. Like, it was intense, but I think just the way that it was built up, it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was expecting it to hit me emotionally a lot more than it did, but I did really enjoy it. I found the magic fascinating, and I think this has set up for the rest of the series to be fantastic. But this one did get a 4-star from me, so not bad at all, just I was expecting it to blow me away. But I think the series has fantastic potential to do that in future. I also read Pet by Akwaeke Emezi for my Read It Like Cody's Book Corner vlog, so you can see all my thoughts there, of course. But this is a middle grade about a young girl who finds a creature. But what is this creature? What does this creature want? And they're in a world where angels and monsters are very real things, and the angels wipe out the monsters, and there is a monster lurking in this town. Pet has come to hunt the evil, but we're not really sure what Pet is. This was really good. For such a small book, it packs a punch, that's for sure. I had a good time with it. It was a super quick read, and I think this one came out at a 4-star, so pretty decent. I had a good time. Just gonna throw in here the DNF for the couple of months, and that is Norwegian Wood by Murakami. This is one that I had kind of wanted to read, but kind of never thought I was going to pick up by myself. And again, I picked it up for my Read It Like Cody's Book Corner video, and I got like 80-ish pages in, so about a quarter of the book, and didn't like it. Did not get on with the writing style, was not getting on with the story. It's contemporary. It's a lot about sex and passion in a contemporary setting. Casual sex, passion, loss and desire for like his best mate's girlfriend or something. It just wasn't for me. I didn't like this, but it was mainly the writing style that got me, and some of the way things were worded wasn't for me. Yeah, not a fan. DNF'd that one. I did pick up The Memory of Babel. I think I picked this one up in January. This is book 3 of the Mirror Visitor Quartet, which starts off with A Winter's Promise. I rated A Winter's Promise 4 stars, I rated The Missing of Claire de Lune 5, and The Memory of Babel went back down to a 4. Still very strong, still really enjoy this series, very eager for the last one. I'm so excited that now that's kind of like officially announced that it's going to be a thing in English, because these are translated from French. And I can't read French, and I was a little bit worried that I was never going to get an English copy, but it's going to happen. This fantasy series is really interesting to me. It's about a young girl called Ophelia, and she comes from a world that's separated into arcs, and each of these arcs have different families descendant from family spirits, and the family spirits give a little sliver of their power to their descendants. Ophelia comes from anima, and she has the ability to animate inanimate objects, read the history of an object through touch, and travel through mirrors. And she's kind of sold off in a political marriage to a man called Thorn from a distant, snowy northern arc called the Pole, and he is not all that great. But Ophelia gets thrust into the politics of this world, and there is a lot more than you can see from the surface. And we're 3 books in now, and this one takes us to Babel. And there is a lot of focus on academia in this one. Like, it's almost like a school type setting, but it was good. I really enjoyed it. I am loving the revelations. I just can't wait to finish the series. I need a copy of the 4th one ASAP. But yeah, this series has become like one of my new faves. I'm really into it. So 4 stars for this one. Can't wait to see how it ends. I will briefly mention that I did read Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. However, this one only got 2 stars from me. Read far too young, far too juvenile for me. There was a weird focus on who's got a crush on who and who fancies who, and a bit too romancy for 12-year-olds. I just didn't get on with this. The chosen one trope in here was just pushed too far. Like, there was almost no point in anything because everything was always so convenient for our main character who knew everything, could do everything, nothing was really a challenge. I just didn't like it. I know a lot of people really do, but I didn't. Then, of course, there was Polathon. That happened, and I read this stack of books in 7 days, and there is a vlog for each one of them. So that was fun. Polathon obviously being my Polar Fantasy readathon. I read 7 books in 7 days and did 7 videos in 7 days. It was massively successful. I had a fantastic time. But I started that week out with The Republic of Birds by Jessica Miller. This one got 4 stars from me. I really enjoyed it. It's about a young girl whose family are kind of banished. Her father is sent to a different job, but it's basically banishment because this job is like out in the wilds and no one goes to where they are because he's done something to upset the Tsarina. And in this world, there is a history of war with the birds. When I say birds, I literally mean like birds. And the birds take something from our main character, Olga, so she has to venture out into the Republic of Birds to get it back. But what I didn't know about this going into it was that it's also quite inspired by Slavic folklore as well. We have magic in here. Olga has a touch of magic that she really probably shouldn't and needs to keep a secret. We have the appearance of the Yagas in here as well. It was great fun. It took me by surprise how much I ended up really enjoying this one. So yeah, 4 stars to that one. Then for the next day, I read The Wolf Wilder by Catherine Randell. This one's about a young girl who wilds wolves, which means that after people have tried to tame wolves and realise they don't want them in the house, they give them back to Theo's family who re-wild them, ready to release them back out into the wild. However, wolf wilding is not a skill that the Tsar looks too fondly upon. And she has to race across the snowy Russian landscapes into the heart of a revolution. So this was a good adventure. Gave this one 4 stars as well. I did thoroughly enjoy. Next up, Day 3, Book 3, Ember and the Ice Dragons by Heather Fawcett. I was really looking forward to this one. Seemed so cute. It's about a young girl called Ember who was a dragon. However, her adopted wizard father put her in the body of a young girl. And she has the tendency to spontaneously burst into flames. So she goes to visit her aunt in Antarctica, where she learns that there is a hunt against the ice dragons, and she will not stand for that. So she decides she must join the hunt to tear it down from the inside out. This was really enjoyable. I had a good time. I don't think I liked it quite as much as I wanted to, but I still had a good time. It was still a 4-star read. I am a fan of Heather Fawcett's writing. I think I will probably read anything from her that I can get my hands on. I really want to read Language of Ghosts. But yeah, 4 stars for this one. It was really heartwarming. I enjoyed Ember as a character and the adventure that they went on. So yeah, there's that one. Then I read A Wolf for a Spell by Kara Sutton. This is so heavily all the Slavic folklore that I know and love. I had a fantastic time with this. I did rate it 5 stars. I wonder if I've maybe been a little bit generous just because it gave me all of the heartwarming feels. But this was the February middle grade monthly book. But this is about a young wolf who needs the help of Baba Yaga. This is also about a young girl who needs the help of Baba Yaga. And this is about Baba Yaga, who needs the help of a wolf and a young man, and how all of these stories intertwine together. And Baba Yaga doesn't usually help people, however, mutual help can help them get to an agreement. There's a lot going on. But yeah, so heavily flooded in all of the Slavic folklore and fairy tales that I love, so I had a fantastic time with this one. It was a really quick read and there are some beautiful illustrations throughout as well. So yeah, I had a good time with this and I'm looking forward to chatting about it with Pris for the Middle Grade Monthly live show. Next up, I read Echo North by Joanna Ruth Meyer. This was fantastic. This is an East of the Sun, West of the Moon retelling, and I have learned that I really like East of the Sun, West of the Moon retellings. This got 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. It then inspired me to actually read East of the Sun, West of the Moon, and I want more retellings of that, basically. So yeah, 5 stars for this. Absolutely loved it. It's about a young girl called Echo whose life kind of falls apart when her father disappears, and she goes out to look for him and stumbles across a strange talking wolf who happens to be a wolf that attacked her a little while ago. And this wolf tells her that her father will be home and fine and safe if she comes to live with him for a year. She agrees to this, however she cannot look upon his face at night for the duration of that year, and what else can I say without spoiling anything? If you know East of the Sun, West of the Moon, then you'll know the path that this takes, but I adored this so much, and I really want to read more from Joanna Ruth Meyer just because of how much I loved it. I had a fantastic time, and if you want to see all of my gushing about this, then what day was this? Day 5 of Polathon? I had a fantastic time with this one, and I do really want more East of the Sun, West of the Moon retellings, like desperately. I'm slowly shrinking in this beanbag. I apologise for that. Day 7 of Polathon, I read The Wise and the Wicked by Rebecca Podos. This was not as fantastical as I thought it was going to be, but it's about a family of women who, when they reach a certain age, they astral project into the future and can see who they are when they die. And this is about Ruby, who doesn't want that to happen to her. So it's about, can you change your future? Can you change your fate? But it's also very much about family and secrets and just a little bit of witchcraft too. Again, Russian inspired, but not in the same sort of way. But I had a good time with this. Took me by surprise because it wasn't entirely what I expected, but then when I found out what it was, I then didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. But it still got 4 stars from me, despite the fact that it's in a more contemporary setting than I'm usually used to. But the magic and the slightly witchy vibes were really cool, and I was kind of into the family dynamics we saw in this. It was really fascinating. I enjoyed it a fair bit. It definitely kept me on the edge of my seat, that's for sure. And the last day of Polathon, I read Anya and the Dragon by Sophia Pasternak. This was great fun as well. This was really cute. This one got 4 stars from me. This is about a young girl called Anya who lives in a village where magic is a little bit forbidden. I say a little bit because it's still about. And there may or may not be a dragon. However, Anya's family is in danger, and one of the Tsar's fools offers her a deal for money in exchange for hunting said dragon. However, Anya is not sure if she believes that that's necessarily the right thing to do. And they may save the dragon instead. This was really heartwarming, really sweet. It was a super quick read. Like, the text in here is massive, so despite the size of it, it was a really quick one to fly through. But I really loved this. I mean, dragon, which is always fun. And the characters were all just really sweet. It was really heartwarming, and a little touch of magic. I had a good time. And this one came out at a 4-star as well. Last few books that I read for my Read It Like Booked and Busy vlog. I did Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, finished out the Folk of the Air series at long last. This one came out at 3-star. This is like a junk food series, as I explained in that vlog. It's like a cheeseburger. Like, it's good at the time. You enjoy it at the time. You know it's not good for you. You know it's not the best quality. You know you're going to be hungry again later. But in the moment, all you want is a cheeseburger. And that's what this felt like to me. I'm glad to have finished the series. It was super quick for me to get through this one, and I read this one after reading Golden Sun, so I needed something quick. But yeah, 3 stars, nothing special to me, but like in the moment, I had an a-okay time. So yeah, really glad to have finished out the Folk of the Air series at long last. Then I read Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. This is a heavy revenge plot. This is very military. There's a lot of action, a lot of fighting, a lot of training, and a lot of vengeance in this. Like, Tao wants vengeance, and it's a journey of what happened to Tao to make him need this revenge story so badly, and what he does to himself in order to become the man he needs to be to get that vengeance. And on top of that, we also have this political plot going on as well as Tao's individual drive. This was really good. It was really intense. I liked this a whole heck of a lot. Another chunker of a book. This one came out at 4 stars for me. It was a pretty high 4-star, and I am very eager for the sequel to this. There are dragons. There's this weird sort of magic. I think it's like every 1 in 200 men can be enraged to be massive, brutal warriors, and every 1 in 1,000 women can call down a dragon. However, the way it explains that and how it works is really fascinating, and I thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, 4 stars for this one. I am very interested in the sequel, so I need to get my hands on that ASAP. But this was fantastic. And then finally, I read The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Noble, which is a middle grade mystery about a young girl who goes to boarding school in England. However, she's received a mysterious letter explaining that if she comes across any relics of her father, that she needs to like keep them secret and keep it hidden. But her father went missing when she was just 3, like he's vanished off the face of the planet. And then at the boarding school that she goes to, the symbols of the relics of her father start appearing, and it's putting the mystery together of what this boarding school has to do with her father and his disappearance and what it all means and how it all connects. Also, this was set near where I was born, and they visit the town where I was born. It was really cool. But yeah, this was good fun. This was really compelling. I enjoyed this. It was a super quick read. I read it in like a few hours. It did not take long at all. But I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the sense of adventure. I enjoyed the mystery. The threat was like just enough for me to really enjoy it, but also just continue to have fun with it as well. It was just a really enjoyable read, and the mystery kept me hooked. I definitely would like to read the sequel to this and find out a little bit more about the answers that we got in this and what else is going on. I had a good time. So there we go. 4 stars for The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane as well. And there we have it. That is everything for my recent reads. I can put them all the way on the shelves. I can clear up my book cart. Wow. Having to do this wrap up has kind of been looming over me for a little while, but I think this kind of a little more casual style and not necessarily doing monthly wrap-ups with full reviews of each book is going to be the way forward for me. Hopefully I won't do them quite as infrequently so that I have 28 books to talk through, so that I don't have 28 books to talk through, but we'll see. I promise nothing. But yeah, there we go. That was that. If you have enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Chat to me down below if you've read any of these books. If you have any thoughts that you would like to share, let me know. And also, if you are a fan of this slightly more chill wrap-up style, let me know that as well. That brings us to an end. Thank you ever so much for hanging out with me for however long this has been. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!